Welcome to Morning Flow. I'm Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. This is my fiancée, Yanni. Visit us online, not us, Urban Yoga, at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule and stop by the tip jar to contribute to support our classes. We have classes on Zoom every day and several days a week in Palm Springs for the local there. We're in Cozumel, you won't see us there. Not anytime soon anymore. And we were talking today, it's St. Patrick's Day, and I am of some Irish descent. We were talking about my last name, Bray, being a town in Ireland. And so this brought up the topic of travel. So we're doing some poses today that are geared towards traveling yoga, things you can do to help your body out when you're traveling. Traveling involves a lot of sitting still and discomfort, and there's things you can do to alleviate that. So we'll start with easy pose, Sukhasana, which is sitting like this with the legs crossed, and it doesn't have to look like this. Sit or kneel in a way that's comfortable to you. This is one option. We're sitting up on blocks. This lets your pelvis forward in the front of your hips. Do what you like with your hands. Palms down for grounding. Palms up to be receptive. Or maybe if you want to, close your eyes. Notice your breath to give it time to slow down and get deeper at the start here. As you said, comfortable feet. Feeling your contact with the ground and whatever else you're sitting on. Thinking about the length of your spine. So as you're grounding down in your feet, you're rising up. Think of the crown of your head floating up a bit with each inhale as your lungs fill and your spine develops upward. Lengthening. Taking in the movements of your breath and the way that those movements feel in your body today. And also just taking whatever other sensations are there. Scan your body, head to toe, toe to head. See what's going on. Making mental notes of anything that feels so that you can keep it in mind as we practice, knowing that you are always welcome to skip or modify anything that I'm doing. And whenever your attention is drawn away from noticing your breath or noticing what's going on in your body, you can just gently redirect, come back to these points of focus. Self-monitoring, observation, self-care. Maybe in addition to these intentions we'll share, you have some intention of your own you'd like to set for this practice today. You can go ahead and do that now. And before we begin to move from our starting posture, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths into your nose and out your mouth with a sigh. Let your eyes open if they're closed. Starting near the top of the neck, let your chin come towards your chest. Slowly and gently roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head sit back. Other ear towards the other shoulder. Take your time. Maybe you're practicing in the morning as we are. No one joined us live on Zoom, so anybody practicing is doing it on YouTube, but we don't know what time you're doing it. In the morning, necks are stiff. That was the point of all that. But necks can be stiff at other times. And when you travel, You're sitting in an airplane seat, a bus seat, maybe a rented car, sitting in something unfamiliar, and without realizing it, you're holding excess tension in your neck based on what you're sitting on or in. Even sleeping in a hotel bed or just sleeping on someone else's pillow can impact how your neck feels. Feel into it. If you find a particularly tight spot, you might pause and go back and forth there. When you finish the next circle, take some in the other direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin and look forward. Take some side bends, reach your hands out to the sides and just rest your fingertips on the ground to stay long in your spine. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your left, feel some length from your hip up through your fingertips. Let your head be wherever your neck is comfortable. Sometimes you can hold tension here, even during our yoga class. Thinking, where's my head supposed to be? Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the right hand to the floor behind you, left hand to your right leg. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to go a little further and just see on each breath if there's room, if that feels helpful. Going a little further. Maybe you already found a sufficient twist and you just breathe there. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Inhale, lift your left arm up along here. Exhale, reach to your right. Inhale to come upright. Exhale, come into your seated twist on this side. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, find your way to that place that's enough. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Resting your hands on your legs. Inhale, draw your heart forward and let your head sit back. Exhale, draw your heart back and let your head sit forward. Continue for a few more rounds of breath. Maybe the breaths and the movements grow a bit bigger with repetition. After your next exhale, you can sit up. Let's make our way up onto our hands and knees. Bring your hips above your knees, shoulders above your wrists. If that feels like too much on your wrists, your shoulders could be behind your wrists. Bring your hands further forward to reduce pressure on the wrists. Reach back with your left foot, press the ball of your foot against the floor, take a couple breaths. Then inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back in the air through the sole of your foot as if to make a footprint on whatever's back there behind your foot. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you want to go further, you could bend your knee and reach back. Take hold of your foot, ankle, or pant leg, kick against your hand, lift your knee and lift your chin. Release, lower down, reach back and press into the ball of your other foot. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With an inhale, reach your left arm to the side. If you like, bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind. Opening your shoulder, stretching the quads. Release, lower down. We're going to step forward into a forward fold. You might put blocks under your hands to ease your transition here. This gives you more room between your torso and the ground. When you move your leg forward, step one foot up and then the other. It's okay too to take more than one step or use your hands to help your leg. In forward fold, you could keep blocks under your hands or have them hang in the air or drag on the ground or clasp your elbows. Sway back and forth, bending one leg then the other, letting your head be heavy and draw down towards the ground. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Camera fail. I'll step back now so you can see my head. The constant challenge is setting up your Zoom file. Let your hands hang at your side. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back. Let it down. And your right shoulder up, back, and down. Inhale, reach out to the side. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, come to eagle arms, intertwining your arms, pressing your hands together. Might be your palms like that, might be the backs of your hands. If you're an eagle, then move your elbows and your hands up and forward. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blade and either bind. Inhale, open up again, and as you exhale, cross the opposite way. On an inhale, open up again. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, put the palms up, look up at your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Feel the length through both arms. Try to keep the right foot anchored. Inhale up through center. Exhale to bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. Grabbing a sip of my water, which you can do, of course, at any time. We'll do some sun salutations. This is a great sequence to do, well, any day, but when you're traveling, it's a good full body stretch to go through. I'm going to vary it a little bit. Usually when we go through the sequence, we go from a forward fold, stepping back to plank, and we go from downward dog, stepping forward to the forward fold. Given this camera setup, it's going to reverse those things. So I'm going to walk my hands forward to get from forward fold to plank. I'm going to walk my hands back to get from down dog to forward fold. Otherwise, same sequence. And speaking of variation, if you're used to reaching your arms to the side and there's someone close by, you can always reach your arms on the board. You can also stagger the position, step forward a bit, and then you miss the next person. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Make your way to plank. See, when you phrase the cue like that, it doesn't matter whether you're walking your hands forward or stepping your feet back. You can let your knees down for a shorter plank if you like. Feel your hips come down the line with shoulders and your knees. On the first one, we'll go all the way down. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down, elbows in close by your body. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest to the height that's okay for your lower back each time. Exhale, rock back and up to downward dog. If you like, pass through table. Pedal your feet up and down. I like to take some extra time in the first downward dog to find length throughout the back of the body. Feel the heels getting closer to the ground. Maybe they'll touch down, maybe they won't. Don't worry about it. Make your way from your downward dog to your forward fold. That opens you in again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Two more of those, then moving on to the other travel helping, whatever. Travel geared poses and movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. Sometimes the brain is what needs stretching. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Make your way to plank. Some days we can't find the words we need. Exhale lower. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale back and up. Make your way to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Make your way to your plank. When you're ready, exhaling lower. Inhale. Exhaling back and up. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so next we'll go to high lunge. Step your right foot forward and lift your left heel. So all 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. We want to do this for the knees. Front knee could be right over the ankle or behind. Back leg is nice and long. If this is too much, let this knee down, maybe uncurl these toes, do a lower lunge instead. Think of dropping an anchor from your pelvis to the ground. If you feel wobbly too, you might take up more of the width of the mat, widen your stance. So then we're just gonna play with this a bit. With your hands at your heart, tip forward. You're gonna twist to the right. So keep your hands centered on your chest and twist to the right. And maybe you can bring this left elbow to the outside of your right knee, but you want to keep your hands centered on your chest. That's more important than getting your elbow out there. If you want here, you might open your arms or your wings like that. You don't have to, but many people enjoy that one. Bring your hands back to your heart and back to center. And lift your torso. Another one from here, to play with this a bit more, you can tip forward, bring the right elbow inside the right leg, and you could maybe play with the bind here. So it's a little funny. Bring the right arm back under your leg and reach your left arm back behind you and see if you can connect your hands or even just your fingertips. Or maybe just bring both hands to wherever you can on your leg. You could also have a strap in your hand and connect that way. And then peel the left shoulder back as you're opening your heart towards the sky. Bring your hands to the ground. And let's just step the left foot forward. That's a gentler way to come out of that. Okay, that was a lot doing those two right in a row, huh? Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so it's a day for tricky camera stuff. It's always laughing yoga to me. On your high lunge, the other way. Left foot forward, right foot back. All the toes going that way. Find steadiness. Tip forward. Exhaling, slowly twist to the left. See about getting that right elbow outside the knee. And if you like, spread your wings. Come back to center. And then tip down, bring left elbow inside. Left leg. And see about that bind. Bring the left hand back here. Right hand back here. See what you can do. Find your own degree of challenge. What was that?
I made it.
You made it. Well, it's canceling headphones. I can't hear the person right next to you. She made it. Stop with my hands on the ground. And yeah, you could step back to down dog or step forward to forward fold. Let your knees down. I think it's time for a child's pose. Bring your big toes together, widen your knees, sit back, find your child's pose, vary it any way you like. And yeah, thank you for modeling that. For the first time you connect with the full bind, it's quite an awesome feeling. I made it. And you might find on one side that you get the bind and the other you don't. And it's all good. It's always an exploration. Each side can be different. Each day can be different. Maybe you don't even like binds. You don't have to do the bind. Maybe you don't think it's fun to aim at it. You can always choose your own degree of challenge, just as you choose your own travel destination. Okay? Maybe you don't want to go to Ireland like we were talking about earlier. You can go wherever you want. Maybe you want to stay home. That's a choice too. Now walk your hands back, press yourself up. Just pause for a moment here. So the next little sequence, we're going to use the floor as a big prop. And so once you start into this sequence, chances are you're not going to be able to see your screen, at least not through the whole sequence. Even if you can see it, great. As we do one side, you won't be able to see it for the other side. So we're going to have some fun here figuring out how to both do this without hindering each other. Come on your belly, reach arms to the leg back. And start facing down. And yeah, maybe we'll face opposite ways. There we go. That's right. We hadn't even tried this before on camera. Walk your left hand in towards you and press away from the floor. So you rock up on your right hip and the right side of your head. Put rest on the ground. I'm not pressing my head because that giant headphone on. Funny too. So you're pressing that right shoulder against the floor and opening it with your body weight. You could just stay there. If you want to explore further, you could lift your left leg away from the right and let your heel drift back and maybe bend your knee and just see what happens with the weight of your leg. So it's not pushing the foot towards the floor. It's just seeing what gravity and breath does. Oops, and maybe you left your water bottle there right where your leg's landing like I did. If you want to explore further, you might reach left hand up and let the arm rotate back and forth in the shoulder socket like an owl turning your head. Or there's a half bind here you could do. You could bend your elbow and reach to your lower back with the back of your hand. And you can do this arm extension without that leg extension or vice versa, or skip them both, or like this, do them both. Now let's come out just as slowly as we came in. So if you move your left hand, bring it back over here, plant it out by your chin. Use that arm to stabilize yourself as you rewind with the leg, lifting the foot, extending the leg, lowering it down. Walk your left hand back out. Come to rest on your belly. You could rest on your chin or rest on one cheek if you'd rather. Notice any difference you can detect between how your right shoulder feels and how your left shoulder feels. Now, when you're ready, walk your right hand in, press up onto your left side. If you want, raise your right leg and let your heel drift back and maybe bend your knee. See where that leg might want to go. And you might keep your right hand there, or you might reach up for rotation or explore that half bind. And take your time. If you move your right hand, bring it back, plant it, stabilize. If you move your right leg, take your time, bring it back against the other leg, walk your right hand back out, come back onto your belly, pause again for a few, noticing breaths. How do those shoulders feel? Bring your hands in under your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Any height is okay. Exhale, push back and up to downward dog. And we're just going to transition from downward dog to forward fold again. Make our way from there to standing. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. So that was some deep opening for shoulders. Shoulders and hips are places where we store a lot of tension and places that can use some help from traveling. So as I said before, spend a lot of time sitting. These are places you can be tight. We're going to play with standing on one leg for some hip opening stuff. We just did, if you did that leg extension, you did some hip opening already. So maybe you didn't do the leg extension, you can still do this. I sometimes will play with this pose in sort of a quick way, maybe standing in line somewhere, and I'll feel that my hip is tight, and I just kind of like loosely come into this and bounce around a bit. We're gonna take our time and not do it like I do when I'm standing in line at the supermarket sometimes or waiting for a bus. You can bring your hands to your heart, shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet planted. Some folks call this thing we're gonna do standing half pigeon. And so it's similar opening in the hip to pigeon pose, but you do it without putting the weight of your body on your folded leg. And people who have knee trouble or ankle trouble find pigeon particularly problematic. There's also a thing you could do lying on your back as an alternative. You do that some other time. Bring the weight to your right leg when you're ready. Let that knee stay soft and bouncy. Pick up your left knee. Maybe your thigh comes parallel to the ground. Cross your ankle above your right knee. Turn your left knee towards the floor. And on the other leg, think of sitting on a bench with your legs crossed, releasing the front of your hip, back of your knee, front of your ankle. Keep pressing your hands together into your sternum. Think about your elbows approaching that left knee and left foot. Approaching is the operative word. So maybe there's contact, maybe there isn't. And I never know till I'm going there what's going to happen. So there's one elbow touching the leg, which is nicely stabilizing. And if the other one makes it, which maybe it will, maybe it won't, it's even more stabilizing. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes we fall. That's okay. You don't have to yell like that, but you can. If you come down low, it can be kind of fun when you come out to hold your leg with your arms as you straighten out. It feels neat in the hip. And you don't have to come out that fast. That was me slipping and stopping myself from falling. When you can come out slowly with control, it's a little better. But hey, any landing you can walk away from. We'll do that on the other side, make our way down to the floor to cool down. You can shift back and forth again as many times as you like. And whenever you're ready, bring your weight into your left leg. Pick up your right knee, cross your ankle, turn your knee down and flex your toes up. And take your time finding that cross-legged seat. Spine nice and long, hands pressing in into each other and into the sternum, drawing energy to the midline and stabilizing the pose, stabilizing the transition. Shake things out. I get a kick out of how that transition looks too. It just looks like you detach your leg. The first time I saw someone do it in class, it blew my mind a little, and that's fun. Extend your leg forward and flex your feet back. Use your arms to help your legs open out. And keep using your arms to help your legs. Bend your left leg, bring your foot to your right thigh or right knee. Pivot your torso, aim it at your right foot and flex your right foot towards you. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. Right knee, that is, of course, left knee bent. That was a goofy cue, I think. Reach your right arm to the side and turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach the back of your hand towards your left hip, draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your right hand back over by your left hand. Reach your left arm out, turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip, draw your left shoulder back. By the way, Yanni came up with these vines and we're practicing one day, not teaching a class, just enjoying practice together as we often do. And I liked how it felt, so we played around with where to put it in the feet. Now it's become a regular thing and I practice in my class. Extend your arm again, turn your thumb up, reach your arm up alongside your head, reach your left hand over towards your right hand. Towards. I'm not going to touch hands. Some people do. I'm a faithful student in Palm Springs who's at every single class that Urban Yoga has. He goes right down and touches that one hand to the other. Reach your arm back up again, back out again. Swing your arm across, bring your left hand to your right hand. Walk your hands up your leg, sit up. One, another one, bring the foot over, pivot your torso. Exhale, fold down. Open your left arm to the side, turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your right hip and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm and bring your left hand back to your right hand. Extend your right arm, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach for your left hip, draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up, reach overhead towards the other hand. Reach up and out. Bring your arm back across. Walk your hands up your legs. Use your arms to extend this leg and nudge the legs in towards each other. Let's come down onto our back. Draw your knees towards your chest and hug your knees. Rock and roll to massage your back against the ground. Grab your strap and run it under your feet. You can use lots of different extra strap. You could use it to your chest. Reach your feet up. Point your toes up. Point your toes down. Let the feet relax. Slide them apart. Hug them back together. Take your right foot out of the strap. Press the back of your right leg to the floor. Hold the strap in your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side. Draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Bring it all back to center. Take the strap with the left hand. Press your right hand to the front of your right hip. Keep that side anchored down. Let your limbs fall open to the left. Nice and easy. Come back to center. Raise your right leg. Step into the strap. Take your left foot out. Press that leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Draw your leg to the left and turn your head to the right. You bit my elbow. Come back, center. Take the strap with your right hand. Press down on your left hip. Let your limbs fall open to the right. Very gently, come back to center. Lift your left leg. Try your knees in. Get your strap aside. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to take hold of your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening the arms and legs. Baby pose. Or inverting in whatever way you want. If that's not your preferred inversion. I've found practicing while traveling to be a great benefit, and it doesn't have to be this long a practice. Maybe you have 10 minutes after you've made it through the gate to your connection. Do 10 minutes. Do whatever you have time for. In whatever space you have. Maybe you don't have space to do everything we just did. Maybe you don't have a strap with you. But a short practice that may be limited by where you are is better than no practice at all. The body will thank you for some mindful attention between planes or buses or trains, whatever you're traveling by. We get travel worry and we just maybe want to rest and full purpose of movement. Actually much better. Rest is important. Balance. When you feel complete with inverting, you can make your way to your final resting pose. Just spend some quiet minutes integrating the benefits of practice, maybe just observing the breath, maybe reflecting back on an intention you set for yourself. Just not focusing on anything in particular. So to give yourself some deeper breath. Invite small movements to return to your body. But movements lead to bigger movements. Take your time. When you're ready, for bigger movement. Too gentle. Pick yourself up. And bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining us in practice today. Our life is peace and honors that life is in you.